Good morning, first grade. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're having a great day. All right, we are back to feel the wind. So, we're going to get back to our new ideas that we noticed yesterday and think about some questions that we have about our new ideas. But before we do that, I just wanted to quickly talk about the word force. We keep hearing this, how is the wind a powerful force? The name of the module is called Powerful Forces. And I just thought we should take a minute and talk about what that word means. So, can everybody do a favor for me? Can you put your hands up like this? Okay. And then press your palms together and really press hard so that your arms are tight and your hands are really pushing against one another. Can you feel that? Well, what you're feeling and what you're creating right now is what's called force. So it's physical strength or power. Think about if you had, maybe a desk in front of you, you could use force and push it, and maybe be able to move it if it was too heavy, maybe not. But to use force to push something away, and force can also pull something in. Okay, and it can be physical force, physical strength or power from a person, but it could also be from something else like the wind that we're going to talk a lot more about. So that is what the word force means. So see if you notice any other examples of force anywhere around you. So that, as I mentioned, we'll be hearing that word quite a bit. Okay, so yesterday, like we said before, you listened to Feel the Wind for the first time, and we focused on the notice part, right? Normally we notice and wonder, we share our thinking, and then we go from there. But yesterday we focused just on the notice and sharing a new idea that you heard in the text. And it could be something that maybe you have never heard before, or a new idea. It may be something that you just didn't really realize or you didn't think about before, but something new that you noticed. And oftentimes when we get new information and we hear something new, a new idea for the first time, we often think of more questions that we have, right? And that's how we learn about all sorts of things. So let's, speaking of questions, look at our pizza questions really quickly. Our slice of pizza question, how is the wind a powerful force? There's that word force. We are still working on that question. And today, our one bite of pizza question is, how do I notice and wonder about feel the wind? And do you notice anything about this question today and yesterday's question? Yeah, they're the same, because now we're working on the wonder part. Okay, so here, it might have been a little bit of time since we've looked at our speaking and listening goals for first graders, but there are two new additions to our speaking and listening goals, and that is asking for more information and listening for new ideas. And that's what we practiced doing yesterday with Feel the Wind. So, as I mentioned, why might we be interested, or why would it be important for us, especially as students, learners, readers, writers, to listen for new ideas? What do you think? Yeah, that's how we learn, right? We listen for new ideas so that we can learn about different things. And we ask for more information so that we can clarify and answer any questions that we may have, right? You do a really great job of that when we're in, the middle of a live class and I give a direction for something. A lot of times someone will raise their hand and ask a question about how to do how to do the activity or what they should do next. And that's exactly what you're doing, is you're listening to a new idea or a new direction, and then you're asking for more information when you have questions about it. And that's what great learners do to learn more about what they're studying or what they're talking about or reading about. So in the text, if you would like to get a copy of your text and look through it and think back when the video's over, and think back to your new idea that you shared yesterday. Do you have a question related to your new idea, right? Maybe an example you read yesterday and noticed a new idea was the sun's rays strike the equator directly. That's why it gets hotter there. Maybe that could be an example of a new idea that you noticed. But when I read that as a new idea, I have a lot of questions too, right? Like one big question would be, what does the word equator mean? So that might be an example of a question that I could ask today about a new idea that I had yesterday. And that's what I'd like you to do. So we're going to take a look through the text, think about our question words, who, what, when, where, why, and how, and just think of all of the questions that you have about the text. And then you're going to share one of them. So the question that you are kind of most interested in, the one that you most want to be answered, we will share on a Flipgrid today. And, if you have a question about, again, the new idea that you shared yesterday, even better, that's great. That's practicing that speaking goal of asking for more information. Okay? So you can click on the add button on this Seesaw activity. It will take you to the student response page where you can tap on the link, which will take you to the Flipgrid. And for the Flipgrid, for some of the new friends for the Flipgrid, I just used your first initial, last initial, and that should allow you to answer in our group, and I've added you to the class. But let me know if you have any trouble getting in, but it should just be, it's everyone's first initial, last initial. And that will allow you to share a question that you had about the text. And specifically, if you have a question about the new idea that you shared yesterday, just like think of the equator question. This is a new idea that we learned right here, but it brings up another question for me of what is the equator? And we will talk about that. Okay, so that is the plan for us to share our questions. And sorry, lost my train of thought there. I was looking at something else. So that is the plan. So you can go ahead into Flipgrid, and I encourage you to listen to your classmates' questions. If when you log on, you see some of your classmates' questions that they've shared, take a couple of minutes and listen to their responses just to see what your classmates are thinking. Like we always say, we all learn from each other, not just me, but you learn from each other. I learn from you, and we all learn together. So check them out. All right, let me know if you have any questions and about the assignment or the activity, or if you have any trouble getting into Flipgrid. And I can't wait to hear what you are wondering about Feel the Wind. All right, thanks.